So hey, Frank Paris here with this trick that I've been doing for a lot of years, many years as a matter of fact. And what I like about it is you can do it close up, you can do it within reason close up. You've got a spectator here, sitting forward a little bit and turning in like this, you can do the trick. You can do it parts of the trick, not the whole trick. You can do parts of the trick, the parts that matter, surrounded, more or less if you're standing up or if you're doing this at a table and everybody is in front of you and there's nobody sitting down, that kind of thing. And you'll see what I mean when I go into the tutorial about the trick itself. Okay, and it involves a marble, cap, see the cap here, and a marble which fits in the bottle. You can see that right there, that the bottle, okay, the salt shaker has a bottom that is solid, over there, and of course the cap, all right? So I have them examine the cap, the bottle, everything, okay? And then I take the cap and I lay it on top of the salt shaker, and I put it down like so, and I explain the story about the gin, not the drink, the gin meaning the boss of all the genies. And if a genie got out of line or didn't follow the genie rules as a genie, he would be shrunken into a lamp, okay? A lamp, which happened to Barbara Eden in the TV series I Dream a Genie. She was shrunk into a bottle, and something like this kind of bottle right here. Okay, you can see that. So she got shrunken in a bottle, and they found the bottle on the beach. An astronaut found the bottle on the beach, and that's how that show I Dream a Genie came about. But today in 2024 and in future dates, real estate has gone up. And Barbara Eden, who played the actress in I Dream a Genie, being a genie who got a gin mad at her, and he shrunk her into the bottle, can't afford the real estate prices these days. So they shrink them into little marbles now. Less room, but I usually hand this out to the audience and say, so now he's inside here. But he still has a little bit of magical powers. Okay, and one of the things he can do is he can take and penetrate things, certain things. Okay, not the marble. The marble is made in such a way that he can't do that. But if I take him, and you can have your spectator hold the cap if he wants to, a little tight, and if I come down all the way like this and I give it a tap like so, he actually penetrates through the glass salt shaker bottom. And of course you can see the cap, the marble, and the salt shaker are none the worse for wear. Okay, of course you want to keep things clean. You don't want anybody's fingerprints on the salt shaker or on the marble after you do this performance, because you have to do it with somebody else with all the COVID going on these days. You never know, okay? And of course, you could have added a little extra magic to it by having them hold the cap and you using this salt shaker to add a little magical steam to the trick, okay? But what's nice about this trick now, and I usually feel like a bartender with this, I usually just keep this over here. This is misdirection. This is one of these things you did. I had her in school. She used to hit me with a ruler. She was one of my teachers, misdirection. Anyway, no, it's a joke. And so you can, it's instant reset. I mean, if I want to do this again, I can, all right? So I had them examine the salt shaker and the cap. All right, I said, look, come closer. I'll even move the table closer, okay? And you can examine the cap and the salt shaker, and they do. They examine the cap and the salt shaker. And then you take the salt shaker cap and you place it back on the salt shaker, and you take the marble, okay, and you give it a good whack. Let me come all the way down here, give it a good whack, and it winds up being back in the salt shaker, just like so. And again, if you want, for the next spectator that you do this for, at the table hopping party or bar mitzvah or whatever, you want to keep the salt shaker, the cap, and the marble clean. And the genie has really worked hard to be able to do this. And again, it's instant reset. I can do this again, over and over and over again. All right? So let's talk about how it's done. Okay. This is a little bit, not complicated, but it is, so to speak, something you have to remember. Okay? These white marbles, and you can buy them in different colors. In fact, when you buy on Amazon these magnetic marbles, okay, they have a little rattle in them because they are, there's a magnet in it. And I use the genie being shrunken into a marble as an excuse for the rattle, okay? And you want to buy the salt shakers, the industrial salt shakers on Amazon that have the steel salt shaker cap, because then the marble, the extra marble, will fit inside of it, and you can place it on top. Now, okay, that was a little sloppy. Sorry about that. Okay, so now that's in there. I'm not going to tell you the steel yet. And when you come down with the other marble, like so, it looks like that the marble that was stuck up here penetrated from the bottom. So how do you get rid of the marble? Well, I work with 3 marbles. There's 3 marbles. There's one on a magnetic holdout in my back pocket. Okay, that's my wallet. That's the wallet I use now these days. It's got my driver's license, my medical cards, and my credit cards in here. And I've just added a flat square magnet to it. Again, you can buy these flat square magnets on Amazon. They're rare earth magnets. I put 2 into the unit. Now, so that when I come down with the marble, like so, watch. Okay, it just, and we'll get into the routine in a second. So it sticks to that. Now, how did I do the second one? How did I steal the marble the second way? Well, let's start from the beginning. Okay, the beginning. There's one on your back pocket, on the holdout like this. Now, these are iPhone metal plates you can buy that have stick-em on the back. You could stick this to any table you're working. Just peel off the thing and stick it. You'll probably leave it there. You get 5 for like $1 on Amazon, and they're called iPhone stick-em plates. And you put one on the table that you're going to be working with, okay? And then you have a magnet, okay, on that also. Although you don't need the magnet. I use the magnet as like insurance, okay? So I would stick this underneath the table, like so. It would stick on there. It's sticking because there's the tabletop is kind of steel, so it's really like that. And I would have 1 marble stuck on that. I would have 1 marble stuck right here on the back on my holdout. Now, holdouts. How would you make a holdout? Well, this is a holdout, okay? You can buy these magnetic discs on Amazon. You can get a nice thin one, okay? And that will definitely hold the magnet through your clothes. Maybe you got to buy them as a package. And when you do, you get these white double stick discs. So you stick one to the piece of cardboard and one to the magnet, and I would use 2 magnets, okay? Just to have for insurance purposes. And of course, you got 2 underneath here, all right, which you'll take off when you're leaving to go to the next table or to whatever, all right? You may not have a chance to set that up if you're doing walk around. But if you're just doing parlor magic or you're at a bar mitzvah where they have you at one table and people come over to watch you do magic, that's one thing. Also, if you're doing trade shows, okay, same thing. All right, so you would have the magnet, 1 marble on the magnet, 1 marble on your holdout, and 1 marble here. So this would be your holdout again. This would be in your back pocket. All right. Okay, you would put it in the front like so that the magnet gets the full benefit of its magnetism. And again, you could add a extra couple. You buy like 6 for like $12. They're $2 a piece. Or you can get the thicker ones. They make a thicker one, and then you only need one, and you get 6. You got to buy them by the 6s. All right, so that's your holdout. That's your magnetic holdout in your back pocket. Okay? And that you can use for a lot of other things. If you want to make a poker chip vanish, say this poker chip, and there's a crying kid in a movie theater, I'll say, here, catch. Oh, you didn't catch it. Where'd it go? Is it under my arm? No? Oh, well, I thought it was. Or is it behind the ear? You go behind a person's ear on your left or your right, depending on if you're right or left-handed, you produce it that way. So the holdout can be used for a lot of things. So you've got a marble back here, and you've got a marble, okay, here, and you've got a marble here. So routine number 1, this is just a little extra. This again is for misdirection, which I'll show you. There's one final gaff that you can do. And you start off by telling them about the genie, and they don't shrink them in bottles like so anymore. They shrink them into little marbles, and you can hear them inside, and you can hand the marble and shake it, and they'll hear it rattle. Okay, and you have them examine the salt shaker first, the marble second, and the cap third. All right. Now while they're doing that, while they're examining it, you're going to steal the marble. Okay. Here, you're just going to grab it and hold it in your hand like so. All right. And if you can stand basically like this, examine everything. Drop your hands down. Wait a second. I grab the marble. So now I got the marble in my hand. Now when I go to pick up the cap after they've examined it, okay, it's inside the cap, and then I'm going to take it gently, place it onto the salt shaker, like so, and I'm going to take this marble now, this one right here, all right, and I'm going to have them hold the cap, okay, or you can hold the cap, and you're going to just come down, stick it on there, and come up quick, and now it's there. Now you want to separate the cap and the marble from each other. You don't want them to get close to each other so that they don't you don't realize, excuse me, that they could stick. All right, so you're there like that. These again are magnetic marbles. You can buy them on Amazon. They come in multicolors. You get 2 white, 2 orange, 2 blue, 2 red. So if you lose one, you lose one. Okay, you can buy 2 packages of them if you want, and so that you have them in case you lose them. You're doing a show, and they're not expensive to buy anyway. So now I have the marble here. It automatically went over here when I went up with the thing. So I'm instant reset. Okay, but I don't want to use that one right now. Okay, I don't want to use that because they've already seen me do that. They've already saw my hand, and I came down. Maybe they didn't see me grab the marble. So now I want to grab the marble from somewhere else. So I'm going to do a magnetic table steal where I come down and say, look, when you want to see that again, I'm going to pick up the marble that's stuck underneath here, okay, on that metal plate thing that I was just telling you about, which has the stickum. So that's back under here. The stickum is on there. I don't need it because this table has a magnetic bar going all the way around it, okay? But you will need the stickum in order to do this at a regular table. Unless you bring a table and you've got these magnetic plates, 4 or 5 of them all over the place for doing other steels. Okay, so this one is under here like so. All right, this is again misdirection. I'm going to clean this. I'm going to put it down over here, and I'm going to move my table forward. All right, and now I've got the marble, the second marble, which I have in my hand already here. Now I'm just going to pick this up, the cap, drop it in there while I'm having a conversation so they don't hear the noise. And gently I'm going to take the cap, place it back in here. All right, so I stole it from here, and all I did was, move the tape forward so they could see better. So now I'm all set to do it again, and now I'll take this, all right, but before I do that, I'm just going to give it a little magic salt on top of it, and I'm going to take it, and I'm going to come all the way down like so, and drop it right over there like that. And that's the second time I've done it. Okay, I like to add a little kicker at the end. Okay, and the whole reason for this is I sit down at this point, okay, and I say, you have to keep everything clean. All right, you have to clean the marble and everything else, but people ask me how I do this trick. I actually have a whole bottle full of marbles that I use. And this, again, is on a holdout. It's a magnetic holdout. It's a heavier, thicker magnet. Again, you can buy these for like, I don't know, you get 6 for $12 or something like that. The heavy-duty, thicker ones. Okay, and that's on the back. So that's just sitting right there. And you can just have them examine everything and say, look, just make sure everything's okay. Have the cap separated, have the salt shaker separate. And you want to know how I do this? I use extra marbles. And you just take out the extra marbles. Now, when you buy the salt shakers on Amazon, you may be sending them back. Okay, you may be sending them back because you're not getting the industrial steel, not stainless steel, steel caps. Ask for steel caps. Commercial steel cap salt shaker. It's going to look like this. It's going to have like a little magnification on the sides, okay, and it's going to be a wide mushroom-shaped cap. Everything else will not work, all right, with the magnetic marbles. This is a squeaking salt shaker. Penguin vanishing. I don't know where I found it. I mean, it must be on eBay. Just type in squeaky salt shaker. Have an extra shaker, and you can buy white marbles. Just go up and buy white marbles. Now, what you want to do is you want to ask for 0.63 millimeter white marbles. They're the exact same size as magnetic marbles. So the magnetic marbles are a little bit bigger than 0.63 white marbles, just a little bit bigger. But if you want to be on the safe side, look for 64 or 65, 0.64 or 0.65 millimeter white marbles or marbles. And they sell them in groups or packs, and you'll find 2 whites in there, okay, if you're a perfectionist. These guys work, I mean, basically the same way because you're not really taking them out of this package right here. You know what I'm saying? You're not really taking them out of the salt shaker package that you got right here with all these marbles in there. All you're doing is stealing it. And I wanted to bring up another point, but first, this magnetic holdout has got I would say a 3 millimeter magnet, okay? And again, you can stick that to the table, or you can take one of these metal discs, stick it to the table, the iPhone discs, stick it to the table you're going to work on, say at a trade show, and then add the magnet to it. And what I usually do is I put a little piece of felt on the magnet, okay, so that the felt is on the magnet. I peel off the sticking, okay, and then stick it onto the table. You're going to wind up leaving that metal plate on the table that you're working at, unless it's your own table. If you made it on your own table and you've pre-designed that so that it is this magnet is this table and magnet with the felt on it, the rubber cement glued or contact cement glued felt on it, okay, is now stuck on the table permanently. All right. This particular table I have has a a steel sheet in it somehow, and basically it's automatically sticking on here. But you're going to need these guys right here, these plates, these iPhone plates that I talked about at the beginning of the tutorial. So again, this will stick onto the table that you have, and you'll be able to take your salt shaker and produce it from, say, you're here, you're showing you want to keep your salt shakers clean, and as you do that, you pick up, say, like this, and then you would just produce it. I use an extra bottle of shakers, extra bottle of salt shakers, extra marbles. So, I mean, all of these extra things that you have that you use to do this trick will only enhance it and give you a longer routine. The white marbles, as I said, the white marbles you get in a package when you order magnetic marbles. And they'll come with 2 blues and 2 reds and 2 oranges, 2 yellows, 2 greens, and then 2 whites. So if you want to order 2 packages so you have the 4 whites, then that's fine too. So you can have one under here, one in your back pocket, okay, stuck. And the first time you do the production and the vanish, you'll have one marble in here, and then now you'll have, the one that you've stolen back here inside the soul shaker, and the one that you visibly had in your hand when you come down and come back up and hit the bottom of the soul shaker is now stuck back here. And then the second time when you do the trick, you're going to have the same situation, but in this case you'll have 2 back here, and you've stolen the other marble from over here when you went to move the table a little closer so everybody could see. So you've done the steal that way, you've done the steal, and you could steal the marble from anywhere. I mean, you could have a bottle of water over in the corner, and you could take one of these little stickums, these little metal iPhone plates. What do I do with it now? Oh, it's right here. One of these metal iPhone plates. You could have that on the back of the bottle of water. When you go to take a drink of the water, you pick up the bottle and pour it in your hand. You've retained the marble there. Okay, that could be another way of doing it. You can create magnetic holdouts anywhere as long as your audience doesn't see it. You got a cup of coffee. You go to pick up the cup of coffee and have a drink, and your thumb takes the marble off, and you place the cup down. They don't see the back of the cup or the back of the bottle, and you can use a smaller magnet. They sell little tiny, almost dime-sized magnets on Amazon. So these are all the things. I have a table. I have a couple of tables, and I've got these metal plates with magnets on them. I've got 2 here. I've got 2 here, and I've got 1 or 2 back in the back, and I've got some in the front, because sometimes I'll turn the table around, because there's another trick, okay, in the back that I want them to see. And as I'm doing that, I'll steal whatever I'm going to steal to do a production with it, So all of these things that you do with magnetic body steals. This is a magnetic body steal because you've got this in your pocket and you've got a chip on it, or you've made a chip vanish onto it and then you produce it again. So all of these things come in handy to fool magicians as well as lay people. And that's basically it. I just wanted to talk when I do lectures, okay, I talk about these magnetic holdouts. Use your own creativity. That's what I tell my audiences. I'm doing a lecture in France in 2025 at the Musée de la Magique, and they are going to get a lecture just on holdouts and what you can use with the holdouts. I've given you a few examples with the soul shakers and the full soul shaker with the white marbles in it, and the productions and vanishes, and the holdout, magnetic holdout retentions, and vanishes for the holdouts. So you've seen a little bit of it, and it comes in handy. If somebody makes a magnetic product like a bowl, like a billiard ball, okay, TCC made these. I bought 4 of them. And then I bought some little ones, some little keychain 8 balls, and I drilled holes in them, and I stuck little tiny skinny magic magnets into them, okay, with epoxy glue so that they'd stay in, and then I put a little magic marker on them, and they're only around that big. So you can do a production at the end, okay, where you've got 6 or 7 or even 8 of these little tiny keychain 8 balls, okay, that you've taken the keychain off and you've drilled a hole and put the magnet in there with epoxy and then magic marketed it up, you can have 5 or 6 or 7 of those, okay, that you just grab across as you're, you know, moving your hands across your table, and you've got 3 or 4 or 5 in your hands now, and then at the end you produce them, and this is another handy thing. This is and I do this with the ball with the billiard ball, and I'll show you in a second. I'm wearing a jacket. I'm wearing a vest, or the new style now, which is a great style, is if you're working outdoors and it's summertime, you have a t-shirt on, a very light cotton t-shirt, and then you wear a short sleeve shirt opened. Okay, so you're covering your belt in the back. So this would go on the belt in the back, like so. Okay, let me get this back here. Actually, I didn't have it in the right place. Okay, so you can even stick it in here. I usually just like to put it in the belt. So now it's back here. You can see it back there. Okay, and then I take my billiard ball, and of course you want to decide what kind of size magnets you want to get, because at this point you want to make sure that the magnet will hold the ball. So the magnet is now holding the ball like this. And I can do this. You know, I don't want to do a lot of it. You could bend down too to pick something up if you drop it. But again, you try not to do those things. And I have, again, this is underneath the shirt. So I would be just doing this up a little bit. Okay, I didn't do a steel that way. You know, and I say, I got this black scarf that produces magic props from it. I just want you to, I mean, here, just examine it. Okay, so now my hand, the heel of my hand comes down as they're going to grab this, and I just turn sideways, and I come up and I just grab the ball like so. See, just like that. Now it's in my hand with my fingers closed, and then when they give this back to me, I'm here like this, and I show both sides, and then I just produce the billiard ball. Okay? So again, this is one of the TCC Magic billiard balls. They're up there on eBay. I don't know if TCC has restocked on this. But by the way, the magnet on it, the black stuff's coming off, and you take a little black magic marker and cover it with that again. And basically what I have here, which is a magnetic money clip. Now you can buy the cheap ones, you can buy the expensive ones. I usually spend about $10, $8 on a magnetic money clip. And then I add a magnet or two. In this case, I've got 3 magnets, because when I put this on, okay, I want it to be, let's get this just right. I want it to be strong, powerful to hold the billiard ball. And this could be any size billiard ball that you drilled a hole in and put in a magnet, or any kind of thing. And the money clip, you could have 2 or 3 back here on both sides. Okay, and underneath the cover of the t-shirt that you're wearing, or the vest that you're wearing, you're just pushing down. Now I've seen this demonstrated by the manufacturer, or TCC's representative, where he produces the billiard ball, and he has a little tiny magnet in his jacket, okay, in his jacket pocket, and he just comes down that way. The problem with that is, okay, it has to be in your jacket pocket, and you haven't got, you have to, the angles are not perfect for that, because if you put a magnet in the jacket pocket and then you stick this underneath your coat, yes, you can come straight down, but if you're standing like this and you're doing this, they can see that. So what I do is I turn sideways and I say, examine the black silk. Okay, and while they're doing that, my hand just rests comfortably here. I'm just right like this. Take the silk, and now I just push down on it, and I have the bowling ball in my hand. So now the bowling ball is in my hand. Okay, and I can show both sides, and then I drape it over my hand like this, and I go forward. and I just grab the ball with my fingers and produce the 8-ball. Okay, and I've got sometimes 2 or 3. And I also have the holdout here where this could be underneath my table. See if we can get this just right here. So now it's under my table here. Obviously you wouldn't see it. All right, and again, now if I want to do it again, I just move my table up, grab a hold of the silk, all right, and produce the bowling ball again. You know, in this case, the magnets got stuck on here because this is not stuck onto the table, or else this wouldn't have happened. I've got a table that this is automatically stuck under here, so I would grab the ball and nothing else would come along with it. So these are the different things that you can do with some of the things that come out, and some of the things that you don't have that are magnets. I mean, I have a deck of cards, a bicycle deck of cards, and the bicycle deck of cards has one of these thin metal plates in it. Get this off here. Has one of these iPhone plates that you stick on the back of your iPhone so you can now attach it to a magnet. Inside the deck of cards. Okay, pull out the deck, stick this inside the deck. Okay, now that's inside the deck. Put your deck of cards back in there. And this is on the back of the deck of cards. And then you just stick it to your magnetic holdout. And if you want to produce a deck of cards, you can do the same thing. You just have them examine that and just slide the whole deck of cards into your hands and then pick up silk. And if you're concerned about having small hands or something like that, your move would be slide, grab, like this, and you're kind of blocking what's going on here, so they can't really see the deck of cards. And then you do this and produce the deck of cards in your hand. So there's so many different things you can do with these little metal plates and with magnets as holdouts. You know, magnetic holdouts on your body, that kind of thing. Yeah, you can go out and buy expensive props that you can clip onto your thing, and they drop balls and this, that, and the next thing. I like the fact that the magnets will hold everything and give you a better opportunity to fool people, both magicians and lay people. All right, and some of this works for table hopping, some of it doesn't work for table hopping, some of this works for carry, and some of it doesn't. When I do lectures, all of this stuff, I reveal all of these things to magicians so that they have the opportunity to come up with their own ideas, put their own spin on these things. Anyway, I hope you like this lecture, and I'm going to finish up by saying it is a pleasure to show you these things, and I don't charge anything for my lectures, and I have a school in Wantor. We meet once a month, and all of the props are free from me, and the lecture is free also. So you can check my Facebook profile for the dates, and you can also go up to Facebook. The group is called Hocus Pocus Magic Collective, Magic Club, and School. And you can follow me, and if you live anywhere in the state of New York and you're in Long Island, you're welcome to come and join us for one of our lectures. Okay? Thank you very much, and Frank Paris, over and out.